All right, let's talk about something that drives a lot of people crazy. You ever get your blood work back, see high triglycerides, and just scratch your head? I mean, you're eating right, you're trying to exercise, but that number, it just won't budge. Well, what if I told you the culprit might be hiding in plain sight, right there in your favorite morning mug? Today, we're going to dig into how that's even possible.
I know, it sounds totally backwards, doesn't it? Especially if you're like me and you just drink it black. No sugar, no cream, no calories. But for some of us, that daily caffeine hit could be doing exactly that. We're about to break down the surprising science behind it.
And let's be super clear about this from the get-go. This is not some fringe theory or a weird coincidence. It's a very real, recognized physiological response. So if you've had that little suspicion in the back of your mind, nope, you're not imagining things. Okay, so how in the world does a zero-calorie drink make the fat levels in your blood go up? Well, the secret isn't about calories at all. It's all about the caffeine molecule itself and a fascinating hormonal chain reaction it kicks off inside your body.
To really get this, we have to introduce the main character in this whole story, cortisol. You've probably heard of it. It's famously known as the stress hormone. Think of it as your body's built-in alarm system. Its job is to scream, hey, we need energy, and we need it now, whenever it thinks there's a threat.
And this right here, this is the whole domino effect laid out perfectly. So step one, you drink your coffee. That caffeine hits your system and signals a mild stress response, which bumps up your cortisol. Step two, that cortisol then shoots a message to your liver saying, release the energy reserves. Step three, your liver, being the good soldier it is, immediately obeys. It starts pumping out triglycerides, basically stored fat, into your bloodstream. And the final result? Yep, your blood triglyceride levels go up. Simple as that. But here's the really crucial part. This doesn't happen to everybody in the same way. The effect is way, way more noticeable in people who have certain things going on with their metabolism. So let's take a look at what those amplifiers are. So if any of these look familiar, your body is probably having a much bigger reaction to that caffeine. For instance, if you have a fatty liver, it's already primed to push fat out into the blood. Don't have a gallbladder? Well, your ability to clear out that fat is a bit handicapped. And if you're just naturally more sensitive to hormones like cortisol, that initial jolt from the coffee is going to hit you a lot harder. You see how these factors can really stack up? Now, before you panic and toss your coffee machine in the trash, it is so important to understand what this spike actually is, because it's not the same thing as having chronically high triglycerides from a poor diet. This is the key takeaway. Right here, this is a functional response. It's happening because of the caffeine molecule, period. It has nothing to do with any sugar, milk, or fancy syrups you might add. This is your body's hormonal system reacting, not your body storing excess calories. And this table just lays it all out perfectly. You've got the hormonal spike from coffee on one side. It's temporary, it's functional, it's just your body mobilizing energy it already has. Then on the other side, you've got the dietary issue from too much sugar and junk, and that's a slow buildup over time. See, they're two totally different roads that just happen to lead to a similar number on a lab test. Okay, but there is one long-term catch we need to talk about. Even though a single spike is just temporary, forcing your liver to go through this emergency drill day after day after day, well, that can actually make a condition like fatty liver worse over time. It's like putting your liver through a constant low-grade stress test. All right, so that's the what's and the why. But what are you supposed to do about it? Let's get into the good stuff, the action plan. Because what's the point of all this info if you can't use it, right? So the most straightforward fix is to simply switch to a drink that doesn't kick off that cortisol alarm bell. Decaf is an obvious and fantastic choice, but things like herbal teas, ginger, tulsi, fennel, or even chicory coffee can give you that same warm, satisfying morning ritual without that hormonal jolts. But look, I get it. If you absolutely cannot imagine giving up your coffee, here are the rules to minimize the damage. Rule number one, and this is non-negotiable: never, ever, ever drink it on an empty stomach. Food acts as a buffer. Rule two, limit yourself to just a small amount, like half a cup. And finally, try to make it a treat, not a daily necessity. Maybe aim for 3 times a week max. So what happens if you actually make these changes? The payoff can be huge. Seriously. For people with this specific sensitivity, just cutting out the caffeine can cause their triglyceride levels to drop by 30 to 50 points. That's a massive shift. For many, that's enough to move them completely out of a high-risk category. I really want to end with this because it is so important. If this is you, please hear this.
You are not failing at metabolism. Your body isn't broken. It's just wired to be more stress reactive than someone else's. That's not a flaw, it's just your unique biology. So, I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know all this, what's just one small, easy change you could try out this week? Maybe swap just one of your coffees for a decaf, or try one of those herbal teas. You'd be surprised what a tiny experiment can teach you about your own body. Thanks so much for tuning in.